everybody, this is Rory Francis, and you're watching Igniting American Manufacturing. And today it's a pleasure. I have someone I consider a friend that I've known for a while, Guy Beard of Guy Beard Designs. And Guy, I'm going to introduce him in a second. I'm actually wearing some of his designs here myself. I have numerous pieces. Most people in my home do it as well. But Guy is, we talk about manufacturing, we talk about workforce development, we talk about innovation. Guy touches on a lot of things, and I want to get into him, so we're going to move fairly quick. Okay. Guy started as a machinist in his garage, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And he's most definitely an artisan in designing beautiful pieces of jewelry, among other things. And the unique thing is, a lot of those pieces that he's made, he had to fabricate cable and chain and all that. He actually designed and hand-built all the machines that actually make that. So he touches it from different levels. And Guy, welcome. I want to shake your hand. It's always good to have you here. Fun. And my arm's a little weighted down with some of your stuff there. So let's jump right in. So you started as a machinist, kind of working in your garage with your dad, right?
Right. My dad always had equipment, and my grandfather had machine equipment, and my uncle had machine equipment. So it's sort of natural, and he taught me how to use this little lathe and milling machine when I was in 7th grade. And I actually built my first steam engine, live steam engine, when I was in the 7th grade, made all the little nuts and bolts and all that. And it looked like I made it in the 7th grade, but it actually worked and functioned. And I've always had an interest in it. I call moving metal. So it's always been fun to me to take something from one form and change it to another.
Well, I find a lot of folks that work in machinists, whether it's in metal or in plastic, they kind of they gravitate towards it, and a lot of it comes naturally. It sounds like you're one of those. You took to it. So you got out of your garage, at your dad's garage, and you wound up in the dental industry, right?
Right. Yeah, I used to. I love fishing and diving and spearfishing. I grew up on a swim team, and then I became like the boat boy for a group of dentists, and we used to go to Key West every 3 weeks and spearfish, and then they took me into their shop and then taught me the dental lab business. And then I went into the dental lab, and which is at the time was much more advanced than the jewelry industry because they had more money to put towards investments and this type of thing. And we basically started making sand dollars. I took a little dental alginate making sand dollars, and I sold like 100 of them in 3 weeks.
So you're in a dental lab and you're making teeth or
crown and bridges, and then porcelain.
And you just got
I took this little sand dollar. I made one for my mom, and I sold like I just started selling them. I'm in the wrong business.
All right. So garage, making bridges for dentists, sand dollars, and now you're in the jewelry business, right?
Right. Yeah, we went into the jewelry business. I left the dental lab business and went to work for a jewelry store just to get the idea of the stone setting and how that worked. I've always been pick up stuff quickly. Mm-hmm. So we went, and I worked there for about half a year, and I started a custom jewelry shop, Beard's Custom Jewelry in Jacksonville. And that was like 43 years ago. And then we developed from there, and I had a partner. I sold that business, and we went into manufacturing. I like to make things, so he liked to buy and sell. So we sort of moved right into manufacturing. And then we'd go out of the box and look for other techniques and genres of, like we do MIM, we do binder jet printing, we machine, we coin, we stamp, whatever's the best.
You do 3D printing, additive technology as well.
Yeah, we have 3D printers. We do mesh where we can get more of an organic look to it. But Jimmy, my partner at the time, a long time ago, that's his specialty that we're back together is CAD. And so we CAD all these ideas, these rings and stuff on a CAD machine, and then we take it, 3D print it, and then we investment cast it, and then we take that and hand finish it, and then set the stones and embellish it, or however whatever the customer wants. So we're very flexible, and that's what the fun of it is it's more of a passion, it's excitement, because every day you're making something different, something new. There's always something more to create. There's always something more to learn, a better way to do things.
So you're part of the process all the way through. I mean, you're literally an artisan. You're designing, working, taking the customer's ideas and designing it.
Oh yeah.
And then you're 3D printing, or you're extruding, and you do. I mean, you do everything. You actually anneal some of your products right there.
Oh yeah, we do. We basically, like our cable, our gold cable, we use a heat hardening alloy. So we bring it in as a wire. Now we build our own stranding machines, rotating stranding machines to make cable. That's one of our specialties. Is we start off making 14 karat, 18 karat, and platinum cable for years, and perfected that. And so we use a lot of heat hardening alloys when we need something to have more spring to it, like even like a clasp arm.
Sure.
We use a heat hardening alloy that we take it, we anneal it, we phase it, and then we can move into a hardening stage. We low heat harden it to give it the most springability and longevity in the marketplace.
Well, so you and I use manufacturing terminology, and for the lay person, basically you're twisting wire and then you're heating it and cooling it, so it gives it that spring and that ability, and kind of so it actually wears better, and that's what that process
Right. You
is.
get more life out of it.
That's just a layman's term. So for those that have in manufacturing, so all that stuff's in house.
Correct.
Now, you actually have you twist wire, and you can a stranding machine you call it.
Right.
Now, what I think is kind of unique, and I've seen this, we're going to actually do a second segment. We're actually going to go in and show some of the wire being twisted and stuff. But the unique thing is those machines, they weren't store-bought. They were designed by you and actually fabricated. So you decided you wanted to make a chain, you wanted what it looked like, and then you actually had the forethought to engineer and build the equipment to actually do that. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, I was looking for cable because I've always been a fan of the America's Cup racing, and so I've always looked at the cable. We could get stainless steel, and I went to my friends that had a big import business. Said, "Go find me cable over in Italy," and they said, "Well, it's not there." So we got interested in it, and I couldn't find machines to cable small amounts of material. So I went to Roger Scherner, that was a co-founder of Southwire in Carrollton, Georgia, and he helped me develop a basics stranding machine. And it was like getting a computer with no instructions. And so we took it and had to figure out how to make the configurations, the twists per inch, and it has decks on it so you can make a core out of a certain geometry, and then you add on a second layer, and we put gearboxes on it to change the ratios. But we developed that equipment, and then we developed the little ropers that we take that strand and we put on a roper, and it has a core and then 6 wires around it, and they twist and make a cable.
If I'm staring at you, I'm trying to follow, and it's kind of, I'm there. For a layperson, they might get it, they might not get it, and maybe. Hopefully, my audience is brighter than I am. But here's what I want to ask you. Now, all of this is in your head. You didn't go to college as an engineer. You're not an engineer, right?
No.
So you acquire these skills just. Tell me, organically?
Yeah, it was like that Tony Romo, Kanai, constant, never-ending improvement. Is I'm always looking for something different. I pick things up quickly, and I can call people and talk to them. And it's like Roger Scherner. He goes, I'm not sure I want to help you build this machine. I got nothing. I didn't. And at the end of the day, he goes, I'll help you. Because and then we bonded. But I'll pick things up quickly, and we go outside the box. We study things, we understand metallurgy, we talk to the top guys in the country, and if we don't know the answer, there's always someone you can call and ask an intelligent question, and they'll give you the answer.
So, and I'm not going to say in a lot of ways you are an innovator. Would you say, sounds like there's a lot of curiosity on your part on how to make things and how things get together and sort things out. Fair statement?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, that's and that's where we've really been part of what we do is we go look for something different. We take things, products, techniques from other industries and pull them back into the jewelry industry. We had 2 patents on memory-shaped titanium cable in the jewelry industry for years, and I found it. I was walking through a wire facility, and I looked over on his desk, and there was a spool of black cable, and I said, "What's that?" And then he goes, "Well, that's memory-shaped metal." And so we got our first spool of it, cost like $5,000, and we didn't really understand it, and I undid the end, and it just blew up in our hand because it had so much, it wasn't treated. And I looked at Toby and said, "I hope that was fun." He said, "Why?" I said, "It was $5,000. You know, so we've learned by mistakes. You know, we're not afraid to go do things, and then turn out not the way we want them, and we improve on that until we get it to where we need it.
Well, manufacturing is always moving forward, and it's moving forward at a faster pace. It takes that curiosity, that innovation to keep it moving, though. You know, that desire, curiosity is the mother of invention, right? So,
yeah. Well, that's one of the gifts I have is I can look at something, I can look around this room, so we can make that, we can do this, we do that. And what we really do is we look for what I call an I am. I am a sailor, I am a fisherman, I am a machinist, and these people all have passions, okay? And so we look for that passion, and we come up with something that sort of reflects that passion that they can wear, and it's somewhat of an extension of their personality. You know, say, "I'm wearing this." "Oh, well, what's that?" "Oh, well, you know, I'm a sailor, I'm a fisherman, and other people that have that same passion will notice that piece, and it brings people together. And that's what the fun thing about making jewelry is. It's a reflection of your personality, what you like to do, and that's what I like. I like to look at every piece that I'm making. I'm saying, look, somebody's going to wear this piece, and I want it to be as pretty and finished as well as possible, because it's an extension of my passion into their passion.
Yeah, you use the word passion a lot, and it is obvious you're very passionate. So unfortunately, we are going to go into the shop, and we're going to look at some of the actual equipment on another segment, and we'll walk through it because it's really, really neat stuff. And to me, the thing probably that struck me the most is, the foresight and the vision to know what you wanted to create and how to get there, and that whole process. We're going to talk about that as we walk through the footage. It was you do a lot in a small footprint. Your machines aren't super large. I'm very, very impressed with the scale and what you're able to accomplish. So we're going to do that. So that's all that we have time for today. This is Rory Francis. Guy, thank you so much for being here. We're going to have you back. We're going to do that.
It's fun.
In-shop stuff. Manufacturing's cool, folks. And here's living proof of it. Guy, thank you. And we'll see you next time. This is Rory Francis signing out.